Hello and welcome to this channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about feminine qualities that men find highly attractive and seductive. Let us define the term seductive. A seductive quality is one that is enticing or tempting. Seductive feminine energy does not have to be sexual. In truth, there are many things in our lives that are both enticing and non-sexual. Example, Netflix show. How many times have you seen a Netflix episode? And you're like, I have to watch the next one. Do you know why? Because they're enticing you. It's enticing, it's calling. So, you go through it, you want to see the entire season in one night. Because it is enticing you. Now you see, seduction does not have to be sexual in nature all the time. It can be sexual in some cases, since there is a lot of intense energy and sexual energy. But not all the time. Now you know that attraction and seduction don't have to be linked all the time, do they? So now, what exactly is feminine energy that is attractive, intriguing, and enticing that attracts men? Because we both know that masculine and feminine energies are unrelated to our gender, even though the female gender is more feminine and the male gender is more masculine. Men and women possess both masculine and feminine energy. You most likely have a home base, which means you prefer more masculine or feminine energy. Men have a base of operations. They are more at ease in their masculine than feminine. But here's the thing, there is a range, one can progress up the scale. You can either grow more manly or more feminine. There are some women I know who own their own businesses, some are CEOs, and some are professionals, who are company owners, and have learned to expand their companies or lead their staff with masculine energy. As a result, they have difficulty attracting a manly man, but they're wise and understand that masculine and feminine energy are polar energies, which means they attract one another, like two poles on a magnet, and you flip it around they will push each other out of the way. Because male energy repels male energy. If you want a man who takes the initiative, a man who is macho, a man who plans, a man who wants to be a part of the providing for the relationship, you will have to pump up your feminine energy when you are in such a relationship. So, to help you turn up your feminine energy and get the most out of a masculine relationship, we will discuss some of the ideas to help you get started. Number 1. Take a feminine stance. And here's what I mean. As we previously stated, masculine and feminine energy exists on a spectrum. So your man might be manly, but he can easily tap into his feminine energy. Your feminine ground means, you don't jump into your manly standing when your partner isn't quite in his masculine energy, rather you double down on your feminine energy, and that will draw him into his masculine, and that is incredibly attractive. Here's an example of a friend and his girlfriend, meeting for a first date. He said, I flew to her city, for a business trip, and on our very first date. Mind you, I live in a different city, though we have known each other, and have been talking for months, so on the first date, I went to her house to get her. As she gets in the car she asks, "Where are we going?" And he said, I responded, "Well, I don't know, this is your city, you tell me. I'll take you anywhere, if you tell me where you want to go." What was he doing at this time? I can tell you, he was being transformed into his feminine form. He was wanting her initiative, plan, and desire to do something, instead of answering with something like, "I find XYZ, let go check it out," because that was her expectation. As we know, developing a strategy, a plan, and directives is a masculine quality. But at this time he wasn't that, so do you know what happened? He said, she just sat back in her chair and said, "Well, actually, you asked me out on a date, so take me to one." He said my palms began to perspire, and I was like, okay. I open up my phone and start to find a place quickly. I was completely unprepared, not my greatest hour, he said. But she sort of jumped in and helped a bit, when she said, "You know, I like sushi and Italian. Either of those places would be fine." So I searched for a sushi restaurant, and find one with good reviews, so I said, "Alright, let's head here." We pulled into the driveway and took off. He said, "But something changed in me at that point, and I understand that masculine energy enjoys the risk, and the reward of taking a risk and succeeding." I chose the place, and I had no idea if she would like it or not. It was a gamble, but that is the energy. It was a risk, it was far more daring. It would have been easier, if she had just said, "Well, let's find a place then," or something along that line. "Let's go to this particular one, and get some sushi." But once we arrived, everything was fine, and when I looked at her, she grinned. And I felt a surge of masculine energy, when we ordered the sushi. It was delicious. I then asked her, "How was the meal?" "I loved it," she said. "You made a wise decision." Boom. This rush of skill filled me up. My own masculine energy grew stronger. It was really attractive. Because she was unwilling to step in and be masculine for me. She remained rooted and grounded in her feminine essence, and it allows me to pick up myself and lead, even when I was down on my masculine vibe. It shows that you accept your man to lead, even though you can do it yourself. Watch out for part 2, and please subscribe, so you can get a notification when we upload more video. Watch out for part 2, and please subscribe, so you can get a notification when we upload more video. You'll still have me in the wind. You gotta get up to get down.